I'm Dr. Ranjan Shetty. I head cardiology department at Manipal Hospital, Old Airport Road. Today I am here to talk about young people with heart attack. Young typically think they are invincible and they don't get heart attack, and that's the typical behavior which most youngsters do. Even when we go and give multiple talks to them, they really don't understand the seriousness of heart disease. Now we need to understand why are youngsters at more risk, and what can we make to make it more better, what can we make to make them safer. Typically, if you look at world literature and Indian literature, we understand that Indians get heart attack 2 decades earlier than West. That means when they get heart attack at 55-60 years, our Indian patients are actually 35-40 years old, and over the decades we are actually seeing still younger people having heart attack. So what is the reason? Why do they suffer more heart attack? And it has double impact, because these are economically active persons. Some are newly wed, they have young children, and if they succumb to heart disease, it has lots of psychological burden on them and also on society. Reason for heart attack in young is almost same as reason for heart attack in old. Only the problem is the risk factors. It's the same risk factor, but in youngsters in India are prone to it much more than Western. For example, the main risk factor in young people would be smoking. Smoking does increase risk of heart attack, and it increases several fold. So when we talk about smoking, even one cigarette can induce heart attack. So reduction is not enough. So do not fall to societal pressure. Zero smoking is the way forward. So if you are not smoker, don't start it at all. But if you are a smoker, you need to stop right away. The other risk factor, what we see in youngsters today, is diabetes. Typically earlier diabetes was in 40 plus years, and today we see in 20-25 years. So that's been a risk factor, and unfortunately many youngsters just don't even know that they are diabetic, because they feel fine, they eat fine, they work hard. When we say work hard, it's more mental work and it's not been physical work. The third reason is actually BP, hypertension. People don't sleep in time, they are overweight now, high level of snoring or obstructive sleep apnea, abnormal work hours. These are the reasons why hypertension is also extremely common. Probably the very important reason is actually family history. If there is a family member with heart attack, especially at a younger age group, that becomes a risk factor. The other risk factor which we should probably discuss is cholesterol, the blood cholesterol. The blood cholesterol, especially LDL cholesterol, so-called bad cholesterol, is actually genetic. It's the genes which decide it. It's not the food you eat. Your own body produces those cholesterol. So unless you test it, again you won't know, and by the time you know, it could be late, because by 2025 small plaque starts building up, and this plaque later, it takes decades, it's a small process, later progresses to a bigger block, and that plaque, when there is a rupture in that, leads to heart attack. Probably one of the very important risk factors is being stress, which is now more in youngsters, because they are working much harder. There are targets, you are working through your weekend, you are working through day and night, your work hours could be not typically Indian time, you could be working to Western time. So all this leads to an increased stress, and I am told that work at home is only increasing this stress, and it's not really decreasing this stress, because your work hour is now extended tremendously. So these are the problems which the youngsters face, and together lead to heart attack or heart disease. Now I'd like to discuss some of the terminology which doctors commonly use, and it's sometimes confusing, and I'm sure your internet search only complicates these things and makes it difficult for you. One term which is used is heart attack. So heart attack is when a person has chest pain, which could come to hand, which could come to neck, and there could be sweating associated with that. This is a medical emergency, and it's very time sensitive. So anybody with symptoms of heart attack, do not think that it is gastric, and try to meet the doctor nearby, get a ECG. ECG is a very simple test available almost universally, and only 4% of heart attacks are missed in ECG. The other word of caution I would tell is, do not try to self-medicate, do not take medicines on over the counter. Please go to a doctor, do ECG, diagnose. It may be a false alarm, maybe it's nothing, but it's worth being nothing than missing a heart attack. The other word which is used is heart arrest, cardiac arrest. Most people use it synonymously with heart attack, but it's not true. It's an entirely different thing, and it's something which we need to understand. Cardiac arrest is when heart stops. Obviously, it is the most severe form of heart attack. So, you have heart attack, and the severest heart attack is cardiac arrest. In cardiac arrest, whenever the patient he's unconscious, he's now lying on the floor, heart has stopped, breathing has stopped. This is the utmost medical emergency. Here, you need to do something. So, heart attack, don't do anything, take ECG. Heart arrest, the circulation is stopped, do something. That something is CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Manipal Hospital, along with Times of India, we did have Guardians of Heart initiative. So please enroll yourself, learn CPR. The other terminology is used is angina or stable angina. So stable angina is something where there is a block which is 70 to 80% in one of the major artery. People get chest pain while walking and they are relieved at rest. So any exertion producing chest pain, rest relieving is angina. Here there is a blockage, but this is a stable disease. This can be picked up in treadmill or any of the stress tests, and if found can be treated in time. But other two are much more serious medical emergency and closely neglected. I would also like to talk about prevention, because we need to save as many people as possible. It's a lifestyle disease. That means you need to be the person who is actually preventing it and making sure at a very young age that you have a healthy lifestyle. So that includes food, diet, exercise, and also it includes having good habits. Now what are those which we are talking about? So one, maintain ideal body weight. Second, stop smoking completely. Diet, today's era, the advice of diet is actually low carb diet. Sugar is a poison. So you need to avoid all sweet sugary thing. You need to also avoid carbohydrate to large extent. Typical Indian meal has a huge amount of rice or chapati and a very small quantity of vegetables. So what we need to do is we need to make one third. Your carb, which could be rice, ragi or chapati, should be just one third. One third should be fiber things, which could be vegetable. One third could be protein, which could be egg or vegetarian protein or even non-vegetarian food. The best thing about diet is to make sure you don't gain weight. Next important thing is obviously exercise. Exercise has to be done, because in India people do not do exercise for ages together. So when we talk about exercise, it's not about joining gym or doing Zumba. It's about doing something versus doing nothing. Now that something could be a simple walk, or it could be a cycle, it could be climbing uphill, downhill, swimming, whatever you like. It could also be a game. So a moderate exercise where you are relaxed, where you are talking 30 to 40 minutes a day for 4 days a week is good enough for heart health. Anything more is beneficial, but this is good enough. Intense exercise where you are jogging, climbing uphill, where you are not able to talk to your colleague, 20 minutes a day for 3 days a week is enough. So this is a kind of exercise which all of us can do, and this is something which we must do. Stress management is also important. It's important to have an ideal work-life balance. Take regular breaks. Make sure you do some yoga, meditation. Make sure you do some exercise. Having some spirituality. Spirituality doesn't mean just God. It's about a philosophy. Some spirituality is also very useful for mind health. Sleep appropriately. Have 6 to 7 hours sleep. Eat 2 hours before you sleep. 1 hour before sleep, if possible, avoid electronic media, the phones and the TVs. Use physical books, read them, so that your quality of sleep becomes good. And this has to be lifestyle, this has to be a pattern. This just can't be your New Year resolution or birthday resolution. You have to make sure this becomes way of life, and when you are not following this, you are uncomfortable. So by having a healthy lifestyle, a lifestyle disease like heart disease, hypertension, diabetes can easily be controlled, and youngsters can actually prevent heart attack and make sure that they live longer.